Hey guys!
Hello.
Welcome to the last Wednesday of the month, which means it is our phenomenal round table. Dan had to be out today because he had a physical therapy appointment for his broken arm. It's not broken, but it tried to be broken.
We're twisting it pretty.
Yeah, we're getting it pretty good. But anyways,
Surgery
we got Tony.
on it.
Yeah.
So we got Lefty.
I came in. And
Thank
here
you.
I am.
And we appreciate it.
We'll see what, in an hour, we'll see if that
we'll
sentiment
see
is
if we
still...
still feel that way.
Is this referred to as scraping?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
bottom
well,
of
we
the
haven't
barrel,
introduced the bottom of the barrel yet, Kevin Hopkins.
I'm here.
Scraped me off, and Kevin revealed himself right underneath that.
Like a scratch off.
It was the it was the stuck in stuff at the bottom.
All right, so here we are, the last month of the first quarter and the last Friday of that month.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
You want to run that?
I want it to be Friday.
Well, you did a fine job.
It is my Friday.
Oh, that's what it was. I was trying to put all that together, but then, yeah, it is your Friday.
It is my Friday. So we talked in the January, the last month, that we were talking about what we kind of saw this year going to be, where we're at now at SLC. What have we seen that trend? What we thought the trend was going to be, is that kind of going along the lines of where we're at? That's kind of where we're going to start at. We're going to build off of that. Some of it has to do with stock of items that we're going to be having in, new items we've had, what's going on with the face of the building physically.
Our physical face.
Our physical face.
We got to uplift.
So some of the stuff we talked about was the kind of the Southwest style and different incorporations of some bright colors. You might see a bright color that's in front of us right now. Also matching some SLC yellow that's behind you. So how do you feel where we've landed so far with the first 3 months?
I feel like we need to lock the wheels on this table so we're not landing.
We're gonna go further in just a second.
Moving right along.
So what do you think?
I'm sorry. Repeat your question.
What do you think about where we've gone so far in this 2024 year? It's hard to believe that it's already been.
I don't know. I'm
3
pretty
months.
excited.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm. If I was any more excited, it might be illegal.
He's so excited he got a haircut.
And I mean, there's a lot going on, and it's fun, and it's going to work out pretty good.
Yeah, I think we knew that 23 would be soft. The economy and things that play into it, just all of the things that you see going on, you're able to see the fruition of that through all the advertisements that you probably are getting in your email box from everybody you've ever done business with. I've got people that started emailing me offering me 25% off. I haven't bought from these people in 5-6 years, And I'm talking about epoxy for a countertop. I'm not even...
Oh, what are we making?
An epoxy countertop. Or we did.
What's nice is I think you see it's like turning that big ship. You don't just make a hard right turn, but I think you see this
I don't
turn.
think this is the week to talk about big ships.
It didn't make.
She might have.
Probably right.
It didn't make the turn. There was power outages that happened to it. There was.
Hey, and I'll tell you what. In all seriousness, not a happy deal.
No,
but
I think the leather industry is starting to show a lot of nice signs about it's straightening itself out.
Yeah, well, and that was sort of the thought process is we're seeing a correction in a lot of different things, and it is starting to line itself out, and it's looking like it's going to be a really good year.
I think so. I'm excited about the catalog that is in production right now.
You mean the quarterly catalog?
Don't be jumping the gun too far, Kevin. I know you don't have a script in front of you.
This time, it's all in Tony's
It's in my brain.
head.
It's in a steel trap.
All of this is in this steel trap.
I would have let him know, but he said bottom of the barrel, so I left it all in my
The
head.
WD-40 can's empty. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got a good scope of things that are happening. I know that we've been working a lot with the roof of the building, and that morphed into the front facade of the building where people would come in and say, hey, are you guys is this still a business? Because we just see a lot of stuff that's happening up there. Is this going to be something new? What's happening?
The parking lot is closed this week because they're redoing the sidewalk.
So this year, the state is also putting a lot of money into road work and things of that nature. And so, Yes, so they have half the parking lot closed off. So just the time I get the face of the building done, they close the parking lot. I've almost turned into those silly barricades
Well, I mean,
twice
you can
now.
still get in. You just
You just got to
Yeah.
go around a little bit. But at any rate, I checked on it this morning. It's been poured. It was poured yesterday. It's
Yeah.
covered. It should be uncovered today. They're not going to let us drive on it for a few days, but that's okay. We're moving in the right direction.
You know, it'll be a lot less bumpy getting in and out.
I'm telling
you.
you.
don't have to rock your leather around.
Well, do you guys want to see what it looks like? There should be a picture at the top of there that Justin can click an eyeball on, I hope, in a source on the YouTube side.
I mean, take your time. We don't want to rush you, though.
But so we're looking for a picture of what, our new driveway?
Yeah, the
Our
new driveway.
building.
That's
No.
not the new driveway.
Well, it's
not.
from the new driveway. You can see in the bottom corner there where people have drove.
It almost looks like
So-
a vintage
Concrete.
picture.
What happened is that when we went to do the roof, we had to do about 12,000 square feet of roof. When we got inside of it, we found structural damage. These buildings were built one at a time between 55 and 57. And so for us to go in and do it, we had to go in and restructure the entire face, put beams and lam beams and bolt and weld. And you should see the back of it. It's quite a
So
quite a
each
work
one of
art.
those pillars, those rock pillars that are there,
That
is-
was a building.
that separated one kind of section.
When these were built, each in between of those brick columns has a door. There's an entry door, is the way that it was built. It didn't last very long that way because in between every four is a firewall, which goes all the way and penetrates the
Okay.
roof and comes up through. That one is a little bit more challenging to take out. So they would open up the buildings that didn't have a firewall because they weren't really carrying a load as much. They'd put columns in. Over the years, they've just opened up and opened up.
Gotcha.
And we've done our bit of that in the south warehouse and a couple of them in the north. And so basically, this is 250 feet long. You can't see the south warehouse in this picture, but this is a 250-foot long building that now looks like one building.
Mm-hmm.
So for years and years and years, there's been just things happening, and people were
This bit will look like this. And this
somebody
bit looks
else
like
owned that
and-
building, and then
Yeah.
they would move, and we would end up buying the building or whatever. And so finally, this whole 250 foot is supposed to look like one building.
So now we're all going to be kind of looking the same as the rest, but also we're going to be able to tell where Springfield Leather is located. And somebody can pull up and go, oh, okay.
Where it starts and stops.
Where we
Yeah.
start. And now they're like, oh, so you do own half of the shopping center.
We do own
That
half.
is correct.
Now
Which
look-
brings us to a point of this month, Kevin,
No,
is
March.
March.
Still March. Yeah.
It's still March.
It was March, but it was March in '99.
That's
March
right.
of '99, which
Oh,
is
wow.
on
You're good. Look
sweatshirts.
at you go.
That's like
Picking up what he's laying down.
If we put some months together, I think we have a congratulations for 25 years worth of
You should
being.
have got some pops. We
In
could
a-
have.
Somebody shoot off confetti on the Twitch
I'm
side.
celebrating. I have iced tea.
Iced tea to celebrate.
So
Russ-
cheers to 25 years for Kevin for putting up with a lot of shenanigans from a lot of people over the years.
You have no idea.
I mean, I've given you a lot of shenanigans. I know
You
Rusty's
have.
done his fair share.
Yeah.
Give me a lot of whatever you're calling it.
So
Each one of those hairs is an ex-employee. Or a current one.
that's true.
Color of those hairs.
Yeah.
I'm taking more than one. I'm gonna
So-
take a pass.
Yeah, right.
We are pretty excited. This is our 25th anniversary month, but we do intend on celebrating all year long with things here and there scattered throughout, starting with our $100 box.
See, I don't even have to segue. You know, Liz and I think a whole lot alike. That was the next kind of
That
segue. So
answers a
yeah.
lot of
carry
questions.
on. $100 box.
So, yep. So we are finalizing. We're putting the finishing touches on our quarterly $100 mystery box. I'm super excited about it, but it's going to be extra special this month because it is our 25th anniversary, and so
It's got each box is going to have a little color in it.
that's right. Each box will contain a golden ticket,
I wasn't going to say it. I was
but
going to say a little color.
Each box?
every box
Like
will have-
100 golden tickets of
100
some sort or another.
That is correct.
Now, hang on a minute. How many golden tickets have we been doing? I thought,
One.
I was going to say. I thought we were doing one.
That's right.
Hey, you guys are getting this news as soon as
You know,
These guys are
we
getting
should
this.
visit with these folks more often,
did.
maybe.
You were late to that meeting.
Oh, I was probably on the roof.
There's always strategic with the seating at this table. To you guys, like we are the front line. We are taking the full shots for you before
Yeah.
you get all the way to the back line. So,
So-
So
April
can we
1st.
actually afford to sell this?
I think so. I think
Sounds
It
to me
is-
like
it is
you're-
a really
I
good
guess
box.
it's a question. Can you afford to give it away?
That's
You
what
know?
I asked.
It's a really good box.
Good. That's awesome.
There will still only be 100 of them, and they will release April 1st.
April the 1st. It's not going to be April Fool's
No.
joke. It's going to release on
We're
April.
serious
Might
April
be by
Fools.
April Fools.
Fools in April.
Yeah. So keep your eye out.
I think there was about 8 pieces total of leather in it.
Yeah.
Per box.
Per
Per
box.
box.
You get 8 pieces of leather
And then
plus a
other
whole
stuff?
bunch of other
A
stuff.
pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Some hardware.
Yeah.
You added a piece of.
I know that I
Heron
have
in there.
35 bottle opener key rings that I put into 35 of them, I hope. I mean, I'm just out there.
I'll make sure. Yeah.
That's
You're
those
sprinkling some
expensive
key rings.
Oh, the really, really expensive.
Yeah, the most
That little
expensive-
Ziploc bag was really no. That is a nice thing. Is I've seen the list and it is pretty impressive.
It's a good box, guys. I'm pretty excited about it.
Liz and I put it together. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. We're excited about it. We've moved it over to the receiving department, who's going to kind of be putting some of the stuff together. I printed off all of the tickets, so there's no turning back for that now. If we've used all the paper, we might as well just put them in boxes. And so paper. We've had a catalog of sorts for the last couple of years, but they have been very digital.
Mhm.
Paper. There's a segue.
Paper has been
you're
expensive for
it.
the last few years.
I
And
think
there's
25 years is silver, right?
Well, I don't know. We did black and gold on the 20th. I
on the
remember
20th
that.
one was black and gold.
The-
That was my first catalog.
That was pretty sharp. Yeah, that was pretty sharp. We
So,
even
but-
embossed the.
Yeah, so 25 years. What do you think about doing a paper printed out full catalog? Kevin?
That would be very exciting.
It seems like it. I can
Let's get
see
some
it
more
on your
confetti,
face.
guys.
More
Let's
confetti.
get some more
Kevin is.
confetti.
I was hoping that he was going to be more excited about it, but it turns out that was all the excitement.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, so
Help
paper
if I
has.
bounced up and down a little
There
bit.
you go. There you go. A little bit of bouncing. The paper has been expensive.
It has.
And do you want full transparency of pay wise of it?
No,
Of
why
what
don't
our
you
costs?
lie to me?
Please tell me.
So
Well, we're
when
talking
we were-
about them, not necessarily
My
you.
first catalog that I did, 300 and something pages, with a gloss cover, with foil on it, for about 12,000 copies, was about $35,000.
Yes.
The next one that we printed after the pandemic area at 10,000 copies was pushing 85 to 90.
Yep.
For a catalog of the same thickness, less paperweight, so that we could drop price down there, and it had jumped that much for just the pandemic paper. So that
Yeah.
was what we were doing. And what did you guys pay for them? What did the customers pay for them?
They didn't.
Oh,
They didn't. You guys didn't.
so that's why we were in the digital area for a little while. One, because there was so much shifting that was happening on, so much so that we bought a whole nother building to store leather in, that we're getting over here and moving through some of that and adding on SB Foot as a brand that we are carrying. I don't know, a brand,
Well, and we've always carried SB Foot to some degree,
but we have branded it now to let you
Yeah.
know specifically which ones you're
Well,
going
and
to be getting.
they only have so many distributors,
Right.
And so we're now being able to get into that and have more of that available. As a matter of fact, I got another few pallets coming. Say things in public when you don't want to get in trouble.
Somebody asked if they could pre-order catalogs. Do we have a solution yet for getting the catalogs out to the customers?
We have not put the form up. It'll be the same idea as like the form that we have on there, people signing up. None of that is quite there.
We're still working on actually getting the catalog together. So we decided this, I'm going to say 4 weeks ago.
No, I think it was last week that we said, hey, this is the date that we want to have it done.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
So you'll still receive a quarterly catalog at the beginning of April. That'll still be available
Yep.
because anything that goes into that is going to translate into the main catalog anyway. So that was already about halfway put together when we decided to pull the trigger. So yes, it will be.
So once we get that information and we're ready to start actually taking orders, it will be up on the website. We'll make a big deal about it. We'll probably let you guys know here that is now ready to go, but we just haven't started that yet. So just be patient with us probably for the next couple weeks up to a month, and we'll get all of that out for you guys to start doing.
It'll be an item that's on there. You can add it to your cart. And I think what the idea is, if you add it to your cart with something else, then all of that shipping is taken off of the catalog itself. If you get the catalog by itself, then you'll have to pay for the shipping. If you just want to get the catalog, we'll have to cover that shipping. But if you get it with a leather purchase or a hardware purchase or something along those lines, then we'll take the shipping part of the catalog off, and we'll cover that for you.
All right. Well, sounds like Tony's got a plan.
Are there any dogs
try.
in it?
Dogs in the catalog?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be full of dogs. Yeah, they're going to be sprinkled leather, which is pages of all the flavors of dogs. No, there's going to be some dogs, and there'll be a few jokes here and there. I'm writing them all.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the catalog, Kevin? Any more excitement that's happening?
I don't know.
You know,
This is going downhill.
I have to say this, and I don't. You know, I used to watch Saturday Night Live. I used to think it was funny. Anymore, you know, I don't watch too much. But I was coming across something on Facebook last night, and it was a skit of Norm Macdonald doing the newscast, right? And it was just, you know, it was some sort of blah, blah, blah statistics about why they believe women are better drivers than men, and then this is the percentage here. And then he looks back here and he goes, none of these pie graphs even actually work up to 100 because it was actually a woman who did the math. And he goes, oh, no, I'm just kidding. It was a woman who wrote this joke. No, I'm kidding. We don't hire women. I just seen a whole lot. You must have grown up with a little Norm Macdonald in your life. I just
that
see
was
that
what-
new
Really
kid.
not sure what just happened.
He's putting it all on Saturday Night Live. That is
that was a
Saturday Night
skit.
Live skit. This is
Hey,
nothing
that was a
free-
skit.
It is 3. SNL does not equal SLC. Just gonna put that out there.
Oh.
This is why we invite Rusty in for one video a month.
I've been in the sun on the roof for the last several months.
It is very apparent. Some new veg offerings that we got as far as skirting, as far as some double shoulders, and also some single shoulders have hit the website under the new items category, which also moved out of shop now, and it's just at the top level, right there, right in front of your face.
Yeah. You know, that's something that I'm really been working on and making sure that we're telling people is that check out, keep an eye on those pages that we're making note that we've got new items, but we've also got pricing changes. We've got structuring changes taking place with that pricing. So all of that should equal.
As we are working to get our new catalog out, we will be clearancing some stuff. We're going to be making way for new things. We're going to be trying to bring our lines a little bit more down to a easier to manage level so that we're making sure that we're keeping the things in stock that you guys want to order all the time, as in addition to adding the fun stuff and the specialty stuff that we all know that Kevin and Rusty love to order so much.
Hey, I'm just up here getting some backing for my Norm Macdonald's.
Someone said send your complaints to Rusty at Springfield Leather.
Yeah, send your complaints to Rusty at SpringfieldLeather.com. It's spelled with a K.
Yeah.
So K-E.
Kevin, Rusty. So all that's kind of happening on the website, and also some of the other variety stuff that you guys are finding. We're finding ways to get them out there, whether it be Discord with Discord deals, whether it's live shopping with Liz and I. We're trying to get some of those crazy offerings. How do we end? Do you want to say how we get, or how we manage with other vendors or tanneries that we work with to get those kind of crazy off the wall?
Well, there's a couple of ways. One, I would like to talk about for just a minute because we just got one. We opened a crate of leather, and a crate of leather to us is 4 feet wide and 8 feet long and about 30 inches high.
Like you could pretty much ship yourself to somewhere
And a friend.
in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
and probably your dog and your luggage, yeah.
You could set up a little home.
I know,
in
it's
it.
like a little...
An
yeah.
You
end
wouldn't be able
table.
to
You got a
stand
light.
up, but you could
Well,
crouch
you just
for a
say
while.
this end up. That way you're just always standing.
Oh.
You can propel it any way you want.
So anyway, it's all
Back to...
this is all upholstery leather, and it's very, very nice upholstery leather. At least some of it. Some of it's really pretty tacky, and we find other ways to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just noticed there was probably 30, maybe 40 sides of a really, really, really nice brown grained leather that looked a lot like, I almost want to say camel, but it doesn't have that big a print on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice. It's better. It feels nice. It feels good. It's perfect for bags and totes. And there's enough of it to where you could do what you want to do. You can give it a number. You can sell it as a
Make
special.
it a special purchase. Yep.
Yeah. And, sometimes we get like that. We'll get 25, 35, 40 sides that we can actually make into one of those offerings like you're talking about. Sometimes it might be 10 or 5. And that might be one of those deals that gets promoted on your Discord or maybe
Live
in your
shopping.
live sale
Yeah.
or something like that. So that's some of the ways that we do it. Other ways, the tannery might call us and say, hey, Kevin, we've got 500 feet of this, and it's the wrong color for the customer. It's a great leather. There's nothing wrong with it. Would you like to have it at such and such a price? Sure, send it. So we do.
So something similar to that idea. I was dealing with a tannery yesterday, or it started last week, and we were dealing yesterday a little bit. And the conversation was, hey, I'm looking for this for a customer of mine. And he says, okay, I only have a little bit of that, but in the same thickness, I have this, 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 and this. And I'm like, okay, well, now wait a minute. And he says, can your customer use that? I said, no, my customer won't be able to use that. This is what my customer needs, which if you've got a little of that, we can probably work something out. But I'm interested in this because we've been dealing with you for how many years, and you've never mentioned that before. Mm-hmm. Where has that been this whole time? So, sometimes it's just you stumble upon things, but it all goes back and forth to asking questions.
Well,
but it can sit here. 4 of us can be sitting here, and you could say something, and it'd be like, oh, duh, we need to ask the tannery.
Yeah, and in reality, we have so many ways of either using or selling leather that enables. That's what enables Springfield Leather to really be in the position that it is, because it gives us a tremendous amount of leverage in moving what we buy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you think about it, we can take certain leathers, we can put them outside of our store and sell them as specials, but you can only sell so much of that. But you can sell it, and it adds up to quite a bit. You can put leather on our retail floor, and we can sell a fair bit of leather there.
Mm-hmm.
We can put it on our website, sell a fair bit of leather there. We can put it on an inmate flyer. We can sell X amount of leather that way. We can give some to Liz if we only have 10 or 20 sides, and she can put it on her live sale, and that can move a significant quantity of leather. We can put it in our catalog, and we have 1,000 feet of that all the time on hand, or 2,000 feet or whatever. We move leather like that. There are so many, and that's not even all the ways.
Just scratching the surface.
So it allows us to buy all these crazy different kinds of leather and take advantage. We can really take advantage of our leverage in that regard, and it really serves to pass a lot of super deals onto our customers.
Is that your first glass of tea?
I don't know what everybody else just heard, but all I heard is Kevin makes our lives really complicated all the time with a lot of miscellaneous purchases, and then having to decide what and where to do.
Yeah, I
things
have a
with it.
superpower.
Yeah, you do have a superpower.
You guys all know what it is.
Irritation?
No. Kevin's
It's the
superpower is
ability to complicate simple things really quickly.
It makes them real complicated.
So a few things off of that crate that we get in. So Milano bag sides, we
Yeah.
separated those out into colors where there's earth tones, stones,
Yeah.
blacks, warm colors, cool colors. All of that stuff fits into that. Or pebble grain, warm, cool, same kind of thing. All of that stuff we're getting out of that. Some of the tanneries are from Italy. Some of them
Brazil, Mexico,
Yeah.
you name it.
So we get all of that in, and it lets us drive a price that's pretty low because we're buying all of their problems that are because they didn't get what they needed to for the customer or something in the process.
There's a lot to be said for
changed.
one man's trash is another man's treasure, because if it doesn't fit into your wheelhouse, that makes it very challenging. And that's one thing that I think Kevin was driving at is that Springfield Leather's wheelhouse is pretty big.
Yep.
And
we run a lot of wheels.
We're
We're like hamsters.
We're actually powering this building right now with all the hamster wheels.
Everybody's
Why do you think
desk
it
has
lasts
right
so
now.
much?
the little exercise bikes at everybody's desk. Is that what's powering
Well,
the
it's
building?
so hard to get to the phone.
The other thing is what Kevin was kind of mentioning of where we make the things easier for the customer to buy it like this, or buy it like this, or buy it like that. We've always been attuned to, we'll handle the problem internally as far as like the inventory part of it, because it makes it easier for the customer. And now it's the amount of stuff that we are doing and the things that we have going on makes it to where we need to say, hey, let's make a balance between those so that shipping is easier, so that our receiving is easier, so that our gathering is easier, so that to the customer on the front end, we don't have 1,000 different things. We're narrowing things down to make it.
It's not that we don't want to offer the other, 800 things,
Right.
but being very, very specific in making sure that we're doing good on those 200 things, really good.
Yeah.
And you know, it allows you, as somebody told me yesterday, it allows you to, if you're able to focus on those things, it allows you to be able to go and do the things that you want to play and do the things that you want to do.
You can't play until you do your chores.
That's it. So
That's what I tell my daughters.
a very large thing that we are working on is just that, is a real hard focus. And some of that is because it's not just because we offer so many different items, it's also because the world is changing.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be just harder and harder to secure lines. And we've always built in redundancy. You would sell the product to us, and you would sell the exact same product, and we may buy it from one of you based on whether the other one doesn't have it or whatever. We may pay a little bit more one way or the other, but we're willing to take on that challenge of knowing where the inventory needs to come from this time and readjusting there. In this setting, with the world changes that we've got going on, that focus is really becoming more on making sure that we have this and narrowing that down so that you're just never out of that.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's a place where we kind of need to be at. That's going to be able to help serve fixing our problems and also the customer problems.
Well,
so I think two things that SLC is really good at: customer service,
yes,
and problem solving.
You have to be. They go hand in hand. I mean, they do. You can't have one without the other.
Well, problem solving for the customer, and also problem solving internally of the way that we're going to deal with situations.
Problem solvers, problem creators.
That started out.
Right.
That started out on day one, because really the idea behind being able to sell leather in all the ways that we sell it, you know, like you mentioned, we sell leather by the square foot. We'll sell it by the side. We'll sell it by the bend, the back, the double shoulder. We sell it in a cut piece.
Mm-hmm.
Someone
With
can
green
order
eggs and ham.
a piece. Somebody can order. They can order a pre-cut piece, and you know, we'll do our best to make that happen the best that we can. But it creates all those problems internally.
Yep.
But it also, you know, part of my original thought on that was, if a customer out there who is a leather crafter, he gets a specific order for a specific thing, and it's really worth his while. He really wants to make something for his customer, and he can only buy a side. And that's going to just take all the money out of his effort. So if he can buy a quarter of a side or 5 square feet or whatever, it leaves him the money to spend on something else, hopefully from us, that will allow him to complete that project and make money. If he can make money, we'll make money. That's the logic.
Going back just a little bit, you know, there's a lot of companies that will make advertisements, and you can advertise and advertise and advertise and advertise, to your point on inventory. But if you're always out of it, then, you know, and we hear that with competitions. It's like, you know, just have what I'm after. If you're going to advertise it, make sure you have it. And so that's a big focus this year for us is making sure that is the point. You know, your effort is not going to be wasted, because it will be here at a good price when you get here. And then if you're able to find something like Kevin's Specials, that'd be great.
And there's always issues that come up, like there's always manufacturing
Absolutely.
issues or logistics, you know, like it's going to be caused here possibly by that bridge.
Like, it's been really cold, so maybe we needed to order something Phoebe's or Angelus, and they couldn't ship it because literally it would freeze in transit.
Yeah.
Like, those are just things that we have to deal with on a regular basis.
But those are things that we do deal with
Right.
on a regular basis, and we try to account for them. It's when one or two of those things happen, one after the other, that it really makes life challenging.
Yeah, and I had a customer this morning that was looking for a 12 by 12 piece or 6 inches by 8 inches of a piece of tricolor. And I was like, hey, did you see this on the website? He's like, wow, I even searched and I wasn't able to find it. So now it tells me I need to do some
I was going to say,
parameters.
man, boy, you just threw yourself right under the
That's
bus
okay.
there.
I can take it. There's things that have in our data that we didn't put together because we didn't know.
Sure.
When we first did things, we just didn't know. So we're making those
So
changes
you're
now.
saying that's how small businesses operate? Is kind of off the hip when they have to, and do the best they can when they get there?
That's what this whole roundtable is about, right? Off the hip right now.
Right.
So we're going in and fixing some of the data where the filters on the side show up better for customers to be able to see it. So, but we're able to solve his problem of a 6x8 piece with a 12x12 pre-cut. And then so we can cut the rest of that into a side because we offer hair-on hides as a full hide, a side, and quarters. So we can get this customer what they need out of it.
Which creates challenges because then you have scrap you have to deal with, then you have all this other that you have to deal with,
And the
then
scrap
the
that we
internal.
have to deal with, we can
So
advertise.
just making the point
So now
though,
one-
that there's a lot that goes into making that happen.
So now one cowhide rug turns into a 6x8 piece, maybe a scrap bag after a while, maybe fringe,
Some
maybe a
pre-cut
strip,
pieces.
maybe some pre-cut pieces, maybe a side,
Did you just
maybe
say
a hide.
fringe out of hair on hide? You need to bet like that. You need to eat those words.
Try it out. Liz is going to cut it up the next time.
Yeah, I would like to talk to you after this meeting because
We are not going to do that.
I'm giving it a shot,
You're just.
and then I'm going to hydro dip it.
yeah. I think he's having a stroke. Let's move along.
We
But
gotta go now.
there's different ways that SLC tries to solve everybody's problem, and sometimes to the detriment of making our own problems. And then we figure out how to solve
Oh,
those
our
problems as well. And sometimes that includes getting more of a building. So the next quarter coming up for the rest of the year, what do you, besides the $100 box, what do you see the next big thing on the horizon, Kevin, for SLC?
the next big thing?
Sure.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Oh,
I feel
well,
like our catalog is pretty big.
I think that's where
we've
my
talked about
big,
both.
If you want us to have some thoughts, we need a script ahead of time. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, this is unscripted. We're off the hip.
Well, my big thing is kind of tied to what you and Rusty and Liz have been talking about, and that's with the inventory control, the better control, and the better implementation of processes to be able to make that happen on a continual basis so that we can keep doing what we are doing for the customers and enable them to be successful. That's just where I want to be.
Yeah, I think cohesive advertising, cohesive marketing, cohesive print stuff that comes out, and just having all of those offerings for the customer always being available. Where, like you said, the advertising is like, okay, well, you advertised it to me, then I went to go get it, and it's not available on the website. So
It's not like we haven't been trying to make this as a goal all the time.
Well, but
People
think
don't
about
that,
this though. The
but
effects of COVID haven't ended yet. I mean, really.
Mhm.
You go into
it's a different world.
It is. It
like,
is.
Like
I mean,
COVID
things
isn't really affecting things anymore.
No,
but
no,
like
no, no,
we are
but-
in a different
But
world.
we are still readapting after
Yeah.
the fact, and the aftermath of that is in it. You don't necessarily know what it looks like until you're on the backside of it. Hindsight's 20/20. And so, yes, this has been something that's been in the works for a long time, and now we're just at a better spot to
When I think like
get her done.
like Kevin's philosophy and coming in, a lot of our philosophy is always just like more products. Like what can we bring in that the customers are looking for? What are our vendors showing us that we can add to our lines? And then we really haven't made the effort over the years to kind of just like keep refining that
Mhm.
and kind of, always putting it in the sluice and washing it out and letting the sand fall away to just uncover the gems that we carry. We just kind of keep the sand in with all the rocks.
I saw what you did there.
I see what you did
And
there. I
so,
like it. Yeah.
I feel like this is our sluice year where we're going to get rid of a lot of the sand.
well, if we
I like it. I like it. So if you couldn't see it in the picture of the building, we actually have a sluice out front that you can come and buy this sandbag, and the kids can sift out this. It's right there in front of that car, just
Yeah.
to the right there.
yeah, just right on the
Under
end
that
of it.
one
Are you going
leg.
to point to it?
I was going to.
Tony's going to point it out for you
Right
guys.
here.
Right
It's right
there.
here, guys.
Right there.
If you could go to camera 1 so they can see where I'm pointing.
Yeah, well, it's about 9 feet long or 10 feet long.
Yeah.
It's,
Anyway.
it's a fun thing.
The other thing is Liz is talking to Kevin's heart language, which is rocks and sluicing and getting the dirt off of it to make him see the point that she's also been trying to drive home for a little bit. But
Kevin's a bit of a hoarder.
What?
Kevin's a bit of a hoarder.
Have you met your husband?
Yes.
Chris and I used to work on retail together, and we would put something in a lost and found, and after 30 days, he's like, "It's mine." I'm like, "Does the coat even fit?" I don't know, man, but I'm taking it.
At some point in his life. it'll
At
fit.
some point in his life.
It just depends on where we're
Just
at in our growth
so-
stage.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a hoarder. I don't have tons of stuff that you have to. Well,
That you have to have,
Well, wait a
that you have to
second.
have 2 other buildings to house.
no, I am not a hoarder.
What did we do with your rock saw?
It is in the back.
In the back.
Why
of
did
the
we
air-
move it back there?
To give us more room on the front.
For
rocks.
Oh.
Look, it's not.
We
it's
sell
just-
lots of rocks.
We do sell lots
We
of
need
rocks.
to be better. Like, this is something that we need to work on is making sure that the products that we're still carrying and that we're attempting to get and we keep ordering are things that you're actually purchasing. You know,
Yeah.
like that's just. And sometimes they're not. There's sometimes they're thing that we might sell like 1 or 2 or 3 a month, which is really not enough. Like, it's not something that you guys are excited about. So we need to move on from those things
Well, and
bring on
if,
things
if
that
it's
you
3
are going
sewing
to move.
machines a month, that'd be pretty good. If it's
Exactly.
3 buckles a month, that just
That's
doesn't
not
make
great.
sense.
So let's find something that you guys are more excited about that you can move more. But then on the back end, we need to be like, okay, this box of 100 buckles needs to go away. Like, we need to figure this out. And so that is something that we're just like, that is the push for this year, is refining those type of things.
Well,
Refinement's good.
in the stage of like an e-commerce business. So we have a part of our company that's an e-commerce business, but a business of our size that's doing the e-commerce platform that we have and all the other outlets that we do have. How many employees do we have?
Enough.
Yeah.
How many of
Almost.
them? How many of them work on the website?
Not enough.
Right.
3.
So
And like part-time, a lot of them.
right, I
Like
do,
all
I
three are
do
part-timers.
this and
Is that
do
what we call Isaac? Part time? Is that what we're saying?
He doesn't work on the
I've been.
website.
I know. I've been picking on Isaac all morning.
We all pick on Isaac.
Isaac is easy to pick on. But so everybody in this company wears a lot of hats, so that we can keep our overhead as low as we can, to operate with inside of giving the customer the best benefit of what Kevin said, to make them successful. So that if we can continue to make you successful, then hopefully you come back here because of the customer service, because of the offering being available, the best offering that they have found, and the easeability to get that.
And we know you guys love calling and talking to our office staff. We like talking to them too. They're good people.
Well, you did something with them this morning, and I think it's something that maybe doesn't get talked about is what we do for our customer service people when they're on the phone. We do classes. They have a day that they learn something new in
Every
the building.
week.
So it's every Wednesday, right?
Mhm.
What do they start at 9 to 9:30?
8:45.
8:45.
Yeah, to about 9:30 is when our phones come on Wednesdays, and they do something. So
They
like
get
for the
training of
last
some sort.
2 or 3 months, they've been making backpacks in the shop, like learning how to assemble and doing the sewing and all of that. And then they finally finished that up last week, and so this week they asked me to teach them how to hydro dip. So we did that.
So in making a backpack, you have use of leather,
Mhm.
you have use of a sewing machine, basting tape of using the adhesive, or maybe using a different adhesive on it. So now that they're more educated of what actually is going to be the best product for the customer to maybe calling in to do a backpack that's never done one
Because
before.
most of our office staff are not leather crafters.
Yep.
That is not the thing that they
don't.
do.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you're not going to put this many, or you're not going to find this many leather crafters to come into a business.
Yeah,
and-
I think in the time that I've worked here, we've had 2 people on the phones. It was Vic
Yep.
and the dude in the band. He
The
did
dude in
leather
the
craft.
band,
I don't remember.
man. The
Oh,
dude in the
Colin?
band.
No.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
That was when I was my desk
tall,
was in the
thin,
office.
dark
Yeah.
kid.
He did leather
Yeah.
craft.
He was an eclectic fellow.
Oh man, I'll tell you, that was the best mullet I'd seen in a long time.
Sometimes
I'll
he
tell
would
you,
come
he
in and
really
look like
did
a
good.
pirate.
I know.
But-
Leather workers are strange.
Well, one thing, yeah,
Yeah.
they certainly are.
Kevin, how did you get into leather
Yeah.
work?
Never mind. We've already gone over
Oh, that was a band thing as well.
But
I
you know, one
believe.
thing
band.
about it is that Springfield Leather, for a fact, for sure and certain, is probably one of the best sources for information pertaining to almost any kind of leather craft that you can imagine. I mean, between Denny, Liz, Rusty, myself, and there's others here who have a lot of
Spencer,
experience.
yeah.
Man, we can provide information for most people regarding most issues.
John with the
leather.
rawhide.
Yep.
Like, I feel like we got the sprinklings of kind of everything.
Yeah, John's a good example. He's made a lot of the rawhide products for Bass Pro.
Mhm.
Well, Bass Pro isn't the smallest company in the world, and
Not
they
so
have
much.
used a lot of rawhide over the years.
Mhm.
So you got a lot of expertise there if you
Mhm.
need to know about that.
And
then-
rawide's a weird one.
Fact.
Like we don't like
I'm not going to.
We don't do rawhide, all that. Like, that's not what we do. So to have somebody that does rawhide, like, I think that's a huge deal because it's not a huge part of the leather market.
I've done some rawhide where you put the protective edge around the top of a holster.
Yeah.
Done. There's my rawhide experience. I'm good.
Yeah, bead classes, jewelry wrapping classes. I mean,
and how many people come in here and ask, "I'd like to know what this rock is."
Fact.
Kevin gets that a lot. And we're not geologists.
But we can make up some good stories.
But we can fake it.
We can fake it.
Looks like it came out of your driveway. Looks like a river rock to
How'd
me.
you know that?
It looks like some shirt. You got some good shirt there.
Yeah, I got a shirt to go with your shirt. Well, what else? Anything else you'd like to cover? I mean, I think we've kind of nailed it all kind of down here for this month.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun that we've got to the
Put our lid
point
on our
where we're
coffin.
at. That's really, really nice that we've gotten to the point we're at so that we can move forward and actually start seeing progress in all these areas that you guys are talking about.
Did you feel like
Did you see that? He
25?
pointed at me. He's like, I'm glad we're finally here so that you can start doing what you're... Oh.
Did you think 25 years ago when you said, okay, I'll purchase this building or the inventory and the building that goes with it, that you would be sitting in front of a camera for an hour talking to customers?
No.
Well, actually, he was in front of a camera with the lineup stuff at one time. that was a different camera.
I never saw that, Tony, and I will say that 25 years ago, after coming out of working for Tandy for so long, many people ask me, what do you think a store that like yours could do, if you were out from under all the corporate stuff and everything else? I thought you might do $2 million a year. Well, boy, was I wrong, because we went far and beyond that in fairly short order.
Yeah.
And I just never thought I would see the day. Rusty would keep, do we need more space? Well, yeah, so we bought more space. Well, I don't see a need to ever need more space than that. So we bought another one.
And then again and again.
How could we possibly need more space after this? Well, we bought another one and another one and another one and a warehouse.
We ran out of places to buy space here at this location, so we bought another location.
And so I was going to talk to you about
Just one more space. I mean, just to think that 25 years later, we had somebody from California fly out with a bunch of gear to travel down to set up and have a podcast, to sit down with you, to have you as a guest on it, magazine articles to write about Springfield leather. It's crazy to think that is where we came from.
It really
one little spot.
I'll tell you what really amazes me is that we have people coming from Brazil, tanneries from Brazil, Argentina, Mexico.
India.
We have people flying to the United States to come visit Springfield Leather and try and sell us leather. That's just
Buy leather.
That's amazing to me.
We had a couple come down from Pennsylvania. He had to go to Kansas City, and she's like, "Hey, it's only like 3 hours away. Can we just go down there?" Sure enough. And then there was another couple from Utah that made the trek from Utah just
to come here.
Just to come here. I said, what else brings you here? You got family to visit? If you guys consider me family, then yep, I got family to visit. and that's just, it's amazing to me. And Liz and I have talked about it before, like doing these videos or going out on retail, and it's like, oh, I know your face. I talked to somebody that's a connection on the e-commerce side. It's like, hey, I checked out some of your videos. Is Liz sitting close by? Can I meet Rusty and Kevin? And this is somebody that doesn't do leather work, that just enjoyed what we have built. The people that Kevin has surrounded, hey, look, I'm good at leather. I'm good at doing this, but I'm not good at this. Who can we get here to be able to surround myself with the best people that SLC can get here?
Sure.
To do is a testament to people want to work here, and we want people that want to be here to help our customers to be better. And then a turnaround, how can SLC be better for that employee?
We're trying to be.
The best we can. How does Lena feel about this roundtable?
I wish you could. There you go. All right, there it is.
Well, I think that means we have pretty much tapped every subject that I had planned in my brain
Someone
for.
did ask about the loyalty program.
Yes, they did. That might be quarter 3.
Yeah,
I can talk about it to the extent of our ERP system that we have, the information that is in there, and the 100,000 customers that we have in there, whether they're still customers or whether they're not customers anymore, they're still found within inside of our ERP system and our CMS, customer management system.
just remember that you asked for this. Yeah, just cover these ears.
There is a lot of information that's housed in that to get the information out of there and into a loyalty type of
Linda
program.
says she thought she made her point.
Yeah, takes
think
what
she
you
just
could
yawned.
call a pipeline, and so your pipeline is like an artery, but sometimes you have to extend the pipeline to get the amount of information out. We sent information out for 20 days trying to get it out of it, and it failed.
Technology is fun, guys.
So I had to sit there and think. I forgot what the question was. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. About the loyalty program, hey, we're working on it, and it's going to be good, okay?
Oh, you wanted the short
The short
version.
version. We are reworking it. We're working on it, and
I have been tasked with a new plan to make it happen along with some other things to happen along with it.
So
Over on Facebook, they want to know, Rusty, when are you going to host a big leather convention?
A leather convention?
He's gonna host an auction.
How about a
later
leather
this year.
auction?
He'll make you some meat.
That's what I was hoping.
we are doing an auction again this year. We're hosting. I think James Cox and his group are coming to set it up and do it again this year.
Do you have a date yet?
Yeah, it is May 24th and 25th. That's
right
Friday,
after Sheridan.
Saturday. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
right
the week
after. It's
Sheridan.
right after Sheridan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had the WISA trip. Where else are we going to find SLC out and about around the country besides Sheridan,
You
Wyoming?
will see him at Sheridan, or see us in Sheridan.
Do we know who's all going to Sheridan?
We
yet?
actually, that's funny that we came from that meeting to this video, and Liz is going.
Me and Denny.
Her and Denny are going for sure.
Plus,
yeah.
probably another maybe person or two.
Yeah,
This guy.
there'll be a couple people, but we haven't worked it out quite yet. Outside of that, we haven't really planned any further than
Yeah,
that.
Pendleton's not one that we usually go
Not
to.
usually. It's one I've never been to. It's one I'd like to go
Yeah.
to just to
I want to go to the
and
rodeo.
experience. See, I didn't even know there was a rodeo. So
Oh, it's one of the biggest ones, and
In
one
Vegas?
of the big. No. This
In,
is
Pendleton.
Pendleton,
Oregon, Washington,
Washington,
Yeah.
Oregon,
Oregon.
yeah, somewhere
Northwest.
over there.
up where the Goonies was at.
Well, north of Leather Machine.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Everything's north of
I
Leather
know.
Machine.
we don't have a lot of out of that. We're kind of keeping things short term a little bit at the moment as we see the year play out. But we may show up
We
at
are
some of these
busy
other venues.
As Gophers and Soft Dirt
Yep.
here at Springfield Leather.
trying to sift our sand.
The thing is, the thing is, we can go and we can say hi and we can meet and greet, but is that going to get the things done here at home
Right.
that we need to get done? That's our priority right now.
We're here every Wednesday and Friday for your viewing pleasure.
Thursday, if you want to live shop. That is the round table for March. Friday, trading cards with Denny. I saw him working on a few trading cards.
Yeah.
With Hey, Kevin, trading cards on Friday.
Yeah, don't forget. And then I will be selling cabs after this video on Twitch. I just have to go get them.
Cool.
Yay!
All right. Thanks, guys, and Elizabeth as well.
Thank you.
Bye, guys!